Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. For today's preview, Leinster versus Bulls, the first URC semi-final ever, as we go into the last final four of the URC. In a week's time, one team will be crowned the URC champions in what they're calling the grand final. But before then, we have got two South African versus Irish semi-finals to get through, and the first of them is going to be happening at the RDS Arena as Leinster, top of the log, the tournament favourites, the European heavyweights, host South African heavyweights, Bulls, who are the most successful South African domestic side in history. They've won Super Rugby titles, they've won Currie Cup titles, they've won Rainbow Cup. South Africa didn't quite win the entire Rainbow Cup, but they win the final for the Rainbow Cup titles. The question is, can they do the impossible, get past Leinster, get themselves to a final, and see if they can add the URC to what is a really pretty stacked trophy cabinet? Right now, the Bulls currently have every piece of silverware in South Africa rugby, from the SA Under 20, Women's Currie Cups, Varsity Cup through Tucks and stuff like that. Pretoria is the home of South African rugby, and they are going overseas and face the daunting task of trying to topple the European giants, Leinster, who are very much in to try and win this URC on the back of not being able to get over the line for the European Champions Cup. It is set to be an absolute scorcher of a game. We will be live for this, so make sure you come and check it out tomorrow night. You can come follow us on the watch along. There's also a video out in terms of how to watch the match using a VPN, and you can watch it on a free-to-air broadcaster. But before we look at the two sides, please do smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. In terms of the two sides that will be taken to the park, we'll start with Leinster, and this is how they will line up. An absurd amount of quality, pedigree, experience, anything you could possibly like in this Leinster side. In the front row of Andrew Porter, Dan Sheehan, and Tyke Furlong, what more could you want? I mean, Tyke Furlong, arguably the best tight head in the world. Andrew Porter has played so many games for Ireland, so many games for Leinster. You've got Dan Sheehan in the second row, and he'll be replaced by Alexa Sean Cronin, who's got well over 200 games for Leinster. So there's as much experience as you could possibly want in the front row sense. In the second row, you've got Joe McCarthy and James Ryan, who will captain the side. James Ryan has played 57 games for Leinster, very much one of the part of the island sort of future, sort of the next generation, really. Very mature player. And then for me, it's this loose trio, which is so exciting. Caelan Doris, Josh van der Fleer, and Jack Conan. Jack Conan has come into the starting lineup and will partner his two Irish international teammates. And those three, I think, those three versus Marcel Coetzee, Arno Botha, and Albert Lowe, for me, will be the very one of the key battles and probably one of the most interesting things to watch in tomorrow night's game. The halfback combination is Jamison Gibson Park, Ross Byrne, who was actually named in the URC Dream Team. Johnny Sexton's on the bench. I mean, what a pleasure to be able to bring on a former World Player of the Year, one of the greatest fly halves the game has produced, to be able to bring them on in the second half. You know, Johnny Sexton not needed to start in this game. He's coming back from injury inevitably. But Ross Byrne is a quality replacement, so I don't think there's too much of a drop between the two of them. But Johnny Sexton's just a different class, isn't he? The two wings, Roy O'Loughlin and Jordan Lamar. And then the centre combination, Robbie Henshaw, Gary Ringrose. Robbie Henshaw, British and Irish Lion. Gary Ringrose, sensational. You know, that centre pairing is just incredible in terms of star quality. They played so much rugby together. They know each other, ins and outs of each other. And then you've got Jimmy O'Brien at full back. A couple of injuries in Leinster, so it's not maybe as strong as they could possibly make their side, which I suppose, you know, just shows you how good they are. But off the bench, Sean Cronin, over 200 caps for Leinster. Cian Healy, almost 250. In fact, this is his 249th cap for Leinster. Marco Alatoa, former Super Rugby winner. So from a front row perspective, they don't get much worse when they do start making the changes. You've then got Ross Maloney, well over 100 caps for Leinster. Ryan Beard, Luke McGrath, Johnny Sexton, Kieran Frawley. Between Luke McGrath and Johnny Sexton, there are almost 350 caps for Leinster between those two. And then you look at the Bulls bench, and there's a lot of experience, mostly in the form of Morné Steyn and Bismarck du Plessis, but they just don't quite have the experience that this Leinster side have. So if we look at the Bulls side, this is how they will line up. They are unchanged 1 through to 15. So it's Gerard Steenekamp, Johan Grobbelaar, and Morné Smith. Much younger front row, a lot more to prove. I think Johan Grobbelaar is very much international quality. Morné Smith, Gerard Steenekamp, they are going to have to step up tomorrow night. They're going to have to put their hands up and say, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've done in your career. I am the man opposite you right now, and you're not going to get the better of me. Because if they don't, you do feel that the floodgates will open and Leicester will be able to punish them quite quickly. And the second row, Ruan Nokia, Walt Steenkamp, a very useful lock combination. Ruan Nokia played the most minutes in the URC this season, and got the Ironman Award for it, and is very much, for me, ready to play international rugby. Whilst Dick has also been very good. The partnership's very good. I think Wallstick is very much underrated because sometimes he's in the shadow of Ruan Okirby, who has been playing so well. But once again, a bit like Leinster, it's this loose trio, which is so exciting. Ono Buerta, Marcel Coetzee, Albert Lowe. Marcel Coetzee captaining the side. Everybody's saying that he should be playing for the Boks, should be starting for the Boks. Albert Lowe, somebody's tasked to potentially be taking over the mantle from Dwayne Vermeulen. And Ono Buerta is a world beater on his day. The question is, will he have his day tomorrow night? Zach Berg and Chris Smith are continue to be backed. Ambrose Pierre, Mornay Steyn, both internationally capped and an international quality, opted to be on the bench. So a big moment for Zach Berg and Chris Smith to really come to the fore against a very good side. Madosh Tambwe, David Creel, Kane Moody is the back three. And Madosh Tambwe being the most experienced out of those three kind of shows you how inexperienced the other two are. David Creel, Kane Moody, very young players, but particularly Kane Moody just looks like a different class. He does not look out of place at this level at all, and I'm very excited to see what he does on the biggest stage that you possibly can have in his career right now. You know, the next level after this is international rugby, so it doesn't get much bigger in terms of a stage for him to really continue making his name. Harold Forster, Cornel Hendricks, the centre combination. Cornel Hendricks, I think, will be as good as he always is. Harold Forster, I think they're going to need a big game from him. And Cornel Hendricks very much backing his inside partner because he said, well, they've got Robbie Henshaw and Gary Ringworth, we've got Harold Forster. So that kind of shows you the level in which Cornel Hendricks really does rate Harold Forster. Off the bench, Bismarck du Plessis is the experience in between two inexperienced props in the likes of Simphiwe Mantanzima, Robert Hunt, very much experiencing playoff rugby at this level for the first time. But especially in terms of Mantanzima, very talented young player and somebody who I think really relishes these type of occasions. Janko Swanepoel, WJ Steenkamp will cover the rest of the scrum. Then Ambrose Pierre, Mornay Steyn, Kirtley Arendse. Quality backline replacements. Ambrose Pierre, so much experience, starting to look close to his best. Has had a couple of subpar games, but in general, I really think that his tactical kicking game and his game management is second to none in the country. And Mornay Steyn, the definition of BMT. Been there, done that, will slot any penalty at any point, at any moment. He's done it before, he can do it again. And then Kirtley Arendse, just X factor, magic, something out of nothing, you know, that type of player. And you know, if they're chasing a game, you know, he's someone that they need to get the ball to a lot. If they're seeing out a game, Mornay Steyn and Ambrose Pierre, I think, are the perfect two to try and get them over the line. But let me know what you think of the two teams down in the comments below. I think that it's going to be I'm hoping it'll be quite a tight affair. I do think Leinster will get the better of Bulls, but I do, in many ways, feel like Bulls have got a better chance being Leinster than maybe the Stormers have, just in terms of what is expected to be rainy conditions, to be able to front up, really, from a pack point of view. They have played a far more expansive brand of rugby over the season, have Bulls, but you do feel in this sort of clash, sometimes you go back to your guns, you go back to what you can really do, to try and nullify your opposition. And I think when it starts getting too open, I think Leinster might be able to pick Bulls apart. So it'll be interesting to see the sort of tactics that the Bulls and Jake White do employ tomorrow night. I want to know what your score predictions are down in the comments below. Please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Stephen, and I'll chat to you soon.